upon weeks. How many of you have read the book? You can just get a sense. Okay, and there's only 2 copies because this is a book that I encourage everyone to read. And not only once, I've read it about 4 or 5 times now, and I think I'm going to continue to read it over and over again for quite a while. It's written by Anita Morjani. I don't know if I'm saying her last name correctly, but it's a book that I can give you a taste of in the next 20 minutes or so. But it's really something that you have to spend in-depth time with. There's a magnificent, magnificent message in it. A message that can shed light and illuminate your understanding in several areas. Let me ask you, how many of you ever wonder why people get sick with things like cancer? How many of you ever wonder what happens after we die? Okay. Just to mention a couple. Anybody ever wonder what the meaning of life is? The answers. Are you excited? Yeah. I'm not kidding. It's all there. You know, it's kind of like any wisdom writings. The reason I don't just read it once is that there's a discernment process of taking what she is sharing from her experience and then reflecting on it and contemplating and integrating it into my own consciousness and going deeper and deeper with the information that's contained within. You know, her message touches on issues of illness and fear, but also healing and being love. And also the magnificence that each and every one of us is. A message that's going to tell you the true meaning of your life and how to live it. You think that's worth a read? Yes. Because have you ever felt like this before? And I'm going to quote Anita here. By the way, Anita's going to be teaching this lesson, not me. That's why I've got the book. I can't read you the whole book, though I wish I could. I'm going to read several passages to you this morning. But let's start with, have you ever felt like this before? And these are her words. Oftentimes I was angry at the cruel joke called life. I couldn't understand what it was all for. It seemed as though we lived for a few years, we learned from our struggles, and finally, just when we start to get the hang of it, we die. It all seems so meaningless somehow, so pointless. You ever feel that way? In regards to yourself or a loved one who has passed? Or when considering this thing we call life and death, either for yourself or your loved ones, have you ever felt anger? Ever felt dread, frustration, fear, desperation? She talks about all that. I mean, have you ever found yourself in the abyss? If yes, this story is for you. Now, the younger folks back there are saying, oh my gosh. But I remember, even as a teenager, actually, I felt a lot of times in the abyss, right? Yeah. You know, this story is a story about a woman who was diagnosed with cancer. Not an unusual event, right? In 2002, and suffered and struggled with it for 4 years. A woman who tried all types of methods for healing, both traditional and non-traditional. She went the traditional route, not initially, but ultimately entering into all that the medical world had to offer her, chemotherapy and such. She also left no stone unturned with the non-traditional approaches. Again, let me quote her. She said, I tried faith healing, praying, meditation, energy healing sessions. I read every book about cancer, worked on forgiveness therapy, and forgave every person I knew and then forgave them again. I traveled through India and China, meeting with Buddhist monks, Indian yogis, and enlightened masters. I tried being vegan, meditating on mountaintops, yoga, Ayurveda, chakra balancing, Chinese herbal medicine, pranic healing, and Qigong. But the cancer just kept getting worse. Right? So she did everything the good New Age, New Thought, Unity, True Student would do. But it didn't do anything to stop the course of that cancer. Actually leads us right up to the year 2006 when Anita's body began shutting down. Her organs were failing, the malignant cells of cancer, the tumors had spread throughout her body, and she was dying. And it was at this point that Anita lapsed into a 30-hour coma, where she entered into this extraordinary near-death experience. How many of you have heard about near-death experiences? How many of you have read about them? I have read countless books on near-death experiences, and believe me, I was never affected like I was by this book. Because she doesn't just describe the near-death experience and coming back a little bit more, aware. What happened for her goes way beyond her physical healing. I truly believe she reached enlightenment in this experience and brought back to us some of the great secrets of the wisdom teachings. So that's why this, to me, is so exciting. I mean, near-death experiences, all of them are exciting to me, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it great to get a glimpse of the beyond, that our technology has given us the opportunity that now when people clinically die, they can come back and report to us what happens? Of course, we know the scientists all say it's just things blasting off in our brain, helping us to physically die, giving us this feeling of euphoria, so that it's not so difficult to lose our physical life. But there's been thousands and thousands of people who have reported that something happened that isn't that. This near-death experience for Anita helped her to realize her inherent worth and the cause of her disease. And that's what she shares with us in this. Let me read you what she wrote about the day she died in her prologue, when she says, "The day I died." "Oh my God, I feel incredible. I'm so free and light. How come I'm not feeling any more pain in my body? Where is it all gone? Hey, why does it seem like my surroundings are moving away from me? But I'm not scared. Why am I not scared? Where is my fear gone? Oh wow, I can't find the fear anymore." Those are some of my thoughts as I'm being rushed to the hospital. The world around me started to appear surreal and dreamlike, and I could feel myself slip farther and farther away from consciousness and into a coma. My organs were beginning to shut down as I succumbed to the cancer that had ravaged, devoured my body for the past 4 years. It was February 2nd, 2006, a day that will be etched in my memory forever as the day I died. Although in a coma, I was acutely aware of everything that was happening around me, including the sense of urgency and emotional frenzy of my family as they rushed me to the hospital. When we arrived, the moment the oncologist saw me, her face filled with shock. "Your wife's heart may still be beating," she told my husband, Danny, "but she's not really in there. It's too late to save her." Who was the doctor talking about, I wondered. I've never felt better in my life, and why do Mom and Danny look so frightened and worried? "Mom, please don't cry. What's wrong? Are you crying because of me?" "Don't cry, I'm fine. Really, dear Mama, I am." I thought I was speaking those words aloud, but nothing came out. I had no voice. I wanted to hug my mother, comfort her, and tell her that I was fine, and I couldn't comprehend why I was unable to do so. Why was my physical body not cooperating? Why was I just lying there, lifeless and limp? when all I wanted to do was to hug my beloved husband and mother, assuring them that